Hello, everybody. Welcome to Partwork show. I forgot what I'm going to say. No, I don't always first. Welcome to Partwork show. Tonight we're going to be doing Classic Routemaster issue 96. As always, I have a helper. Here he is, Horlicks.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's well. Yeah, looking forward to tonight, actually.
So I made this countdown timer before the show. Not only was it the first time you guys saw it, it's actually the first time Horlicks has seen it. What did you think?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I just got some 60s music, put some transitions on, had a little play, looked at it and went, yeah, I quite like that. Chat on my negative feelings first. Right. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have not touched this bus for 30 odd weeks. When I was building it every week, it was kind of fresh and I was going for it. And, you know, it was easy because you'd done the last stage and then the next week you do the next. I say easy, it was easier. I've not touched this bus for 10 months. I've had a look at the instructions for tonight. Whoa, it's going to be a toughie. You know, if we'd have done like, here's two pieces, screw them together, that's the end of this week, you know, or push the LEDs into the roof, that's probably a nice issue to come back into. I'm not talking myself into failure, but it's a big issue tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I hadn't seen them until obviously I loaded them up and I had a quick squint, not in detail, but yeah, I think we're going to be in for a hell of an issue.
Yeah, I've also sacked the technical director tonight because he failed. He's actually missed out one of the stages. I haven't sacked him, but so there'll be one stage where we won't show you on the screen because we don't have it to show you. So I'll just pull up the magazine. I'll just pop it under the camera. Easy done. Adrian worked so hard. I'm not faulting Adrian at all. So talking of Adrian, he wins the gold star for the first comment of the night. Let's have a good show tonight, everyone. I think it'll be a good show. As you can see, I've done a few little pretty graphics. So if this crashes and fails tonight, at least it's going to look good while it crashes and fails. So talking of crashing and failing, let's have a few graphics that I've been working on. There are a few banners. I've gone for everything today. So at least then, you know, if it does, no, I'm not going to talk up negativity. So we've got Mark's Mods. Hello, Penny and Horlicks. So looking forward to Penny live building her bust, just like the good old days. Yeah, I mean, we're not in bad old days. They're no better or worse than recent times. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's yeah, I really am looking forward to this actually. So Dano Bills, hello everyone.
Hi Dano.
Hi everyone. We had a really good stream this afternoon actually. We ended up with, was it the owner? But it was someone from Smith's Beads, which is a supplier for diamond painting. And he's subscribed to my channel now. So thank you very much for that sub. Andy M, not Andy M. Is that what I called him last week? Andy M. Evening all, looking forward to the show. P40F20. I've got something you're going to be impressed with. Because I was working on some new things for my pre-recorded videos. It involves a little bit of magic. But I was thinking of you, P40, and I just know you're going to say, oh, careful with those parts, you'll get them scratched. So I've got something that you'll like. Stephen Hyson, good evening, everyone.
Hi, Stephen.
Dave's Hobbies. Hello, everyone. Waiting for the Masters of Partworks, Horlicks and Penny. Clap, clap, clap. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. This is why I don't say emojis. They're almost as bad as tongue twisters, aren't they? Now, this is the master of the build, Stephen Owen. Absolutely fantastic job. If I can get my bus looking nearly as good as his, I'll be extremely happy. Dave's Hobbies reminded me of Joe 90, your intro. Brilliant. Thank you. I really do appreciate the feedback. Good and bad. I appreciate it all. Matthew Borum, evening all. I'm having a second COVID test tomorrow. Either of you had a test? Have you had a COVID test?
No, I've been touch wood. I've actually been fit, and I mean, I know that doesn't mean anything because some people don't have to show any symptoms, but I've had no reason to have one yet, and so yeah, no, I've not had one yet.
Yeah. Christine say hi everyone, how are you? Hope you're feeling better, Christine. Take it day by day. And Peter Whitlock, good evening, Horlicks, Penny and Horlicks. Sorry I'm late. You're not late if you get there before me, and we haven't started the build yet, so don't worry about it. Right, we've got an incoming, but we'll deal with that one a bit later on. Right, so I suppose I better get the bus then, had I?
Well, yeah.
So this is what the magazine looks like. Although the magazine doesn't come with that little bit on the side. What is that, Horlicks? It's got me intrigued now. Oh, it's your camera.
That's the camera settings, yeah.
Right. So while you go through the intro-y bits,
yeah,
I'm going to see if I can actually get my bus onto my desk. I am hopeful, but I will warn you guys, we may have stopping and starting while I maneuver things, because it's big and it's in many pieces. So, and I'm still not quite got my room to the stage where I can walk around without hurting myself.
Okay, so today we're doing issue 96, and let's have a little look. So we're going to be working on the lower deck and the upper deck today. We fixed the ceiling to the lower deck and fit the framework around the walls of the upper deck. We also fit the LED lights on the upper deck. So, yeah, there's a lot to be done today. And it says, oh yeah, then we've obviously got all the parts, which we'll check off when Penny's organised.
I'm nearly with you guys. I'm being really careful. That's why I'm taking my time. And it's I wasn't used to the weight of the bus. Even when I brought the bus in from the lockup, I brought it in pieces, and I've now moved it over to the table in one go, and I really forgot how heavy it was. So right, I've got this on the desk enough that it's not going to fall off, but it is hanging over the desk. So even though I've made a really big desk, it's still not quite big enough. Need a bigger desk, guys. Right. So
we've got a couple more comments I'll read out while you're doing that. So we've got Mark the Tart. Good evening, Penny and Horlicks. Always a good show with you two. Thank you very much. We've got Matthew Borum. I went up W.H. Smith today and picked up X-Wing issues 42 and 43. And we got Geordie Dave.
Geordie Dave.
Hi everyone. Hi Geordie. Hope you're well. Penny's just getting herself organised, and we got a hell of an issue today. I had a quick look through the instructions. I'm like, wow. But the scary thing is, I'm not actually that far from there, really.
No.
But this is one of the issues I was looking forward to as well. This is one of my favourite issues in regards to bringing lots of pieces together that have been loose.
Yes, we've got like the bottom deck and the chassis. We've then got the roof of the bottom deck. We've got the top deck and I'm going to call it the top deck chassis. And then we've got the roof, and then we've got all these 400 wires everywhere. And it's and then obviously what we've got today, I don't know what we're doing with it. But that's anything that's large and metal is obviously going to add strength to things.
Yeah.
So anything that adds strength has to be, I mean, to be honest with you, it's not, if you dry fit it all properly, it is actually surprisingly sturdy. But obviously anything you add to it will add strength, which is always good. Right, okay, I am almost ready for you, and I don't remember seeing a bag of screws quite so packed as much as tonight. So, right, okay, and I've got my little parts mat ready. This is only for, let me just change my camera. Right. So I might need to just fiddle with the camera a little bit. I think I will. Right. Okay, I am ready whenever you are then, Horlicks. Shall we go? So, can I just bring in this?
That's it.
And then, right, okay, so I'm a little bit restricted on space because I've got the bus next to me, but honestly, guys, I'll do my best. So, would you like to call out? Oh, okay. So, right. The show is yours now, Horlicks.
Okay. So, I can't. Oh, yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, so.
Oh, hang on. Do you know? I'll never guess what I've just done.
Oh no, what?
Oh. So I've got these little drawers, and I've got one drawer for one part work. I've only gone and put the bus right in front of the drawer. There we go. I've got it.
Cool.
So I'm not actually nearly with you. I'm not with you. I'm nearly with you. So I can't believe it. I've got such a much bigger desk and still not bigger. But that's the way with me, isn't it? Whatever I make, you know, give me more room, I'll find something to fill it with.
Well, it's the same here. I mean, I'm already thinking about options for when I get to the stages where I need the whole bus on the table, because as you've seen on my previous streams, my desk I thought was big enough is not big enough.
Yeah. But
and there is nothing on here.
Yeah. Just a quick check. Can you hear me okay? Because I did just knock my microphone.
Yes.
Lovely. That's fine, because you know my cable falls out. You've only got to look at it and the cable falls out.
P40F20 says, I told you a long time ago that you needed a bigger desk. You
know what? I had a big desk, and then I got a bigger desk, and now I've got a bigger desk. And yeah, it's too small now. I haven't finished building it, and it's too small. And I'll get a bigger desk, and I'll fill that. Okay, so what parts are we looking at then, Horlicks?
Right. Okay, so we have, again, I'm not going to go through like all of the 96 A, B, C, because we know that 96 stands for issue 96. Yeah. So I'm going to refer them as A, B, C, if that's okay.
Obviously, if we got like part 94, then obviously we would.
You
But
need
yeah,
to
if there's
say,
no
yeah.
number mentioned, we know it's 96.
So part A is the upper deck ceiling frame.
Okay, and this is the frame. It's a metal piece, and it looks suspiciously like similar shape to the roof.
Yes, and it says in brackets, store for use in a future issue.
Yeah, now unfortunately, I'm going to need a bigger drawer now. Look, because this is my drawer for storing my parts in. And you can see we've got a bit of a problem there, haven't we? Oh. So thankfully, they've given us this really beautiful box. So I will keep the lid of the box, and then that will store that really nicely.
Yeah.
So,
good idea. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So part B, you should have an N cable extender.
Okay. So this is the N cable extender that I remember we were waiting for. And we have a nuclear sealed bag by the looks of it. I thought it'd be a little flat with a little bit of tape, but it looks like it's been sealed. Right, so this looks like the N cable.
Okay.
So I think we've been waiting for this for a long time, haven't we?
We have, and I can't remember, it's been a while, if we actually need it. Because we did the light mod, I think we managed to extend it. Well, I did. I'm sure that's the one. But
I think it was all to do with how you put the cable in.
Or was it the C cable? I'm getting confused because there was a C cable extender as well, wasn't there?
Right, okay.
I'm not sure. Someone must know. If you know, let us know.
So, yeah, guys, please leave comments. Remember, we're a little bit out of touch on this. So the first couple of episodes, we're getting back in touch with the bus. So please don't be scared to say, well, anything really. You know, we need your help.
Yeah, definitely. Bit rusty.
Yeah. We're just WD-40ing up the our mojo.
Okay, so we've got that. We've got C, which is tape.
Okay, so I've actually got lots of tape. I've got this one that looks like the little pads that you stick frames and things up on the wall, and that's double-sided. I've also got these two bits, which are just tape, but no foamy bits. And I don't know if this is significant, but I've got a tiny weeny piece here.
Ooh.
Which has just been dropped, which is exactly why I like to have trays. And I've also got, I'm pretty sure these are offcuts because they look too small to do anything with. But I'll keep them obviously because they're in the pack. So are they significant, guys? Because it says 96C tape. And I've got all of this. And I know I've not got muddled up with something else because I've only just cut these out of the box, out of the packet. So the magazine suggests that that's all I should be getting. But I've actually got two, and this, and that, and that.
Yeah.
So,
we'll see.
I will not be complaining tonight saying that I don't have enough tape.
Okay, so that is it for the parts this week. That's unbelievable considering the size of this issue.
Yeah,
but as I say,
we're not using the main part either.
No, but that leaves us with screws.
Yes.
So we've got LP screws, 1.7 by 2.5 by 5 mil.
Okay, so the LP screws live in there. So, and these are my, how many did we say we've got?
We should have 2.
We have got 2. So that's, oh no. Oh, I just dropped this wrong screw in the wrong hole. Jolly lucky that my screwdriver's magnetized because it is hard to get them out of there. So at least that's something that survived the move. Okay, so who's next?
Okay, we've got JP screws.
Who?
3 by 4 millimeter, and there's 34.
Right, well, I think you'll forgive me if I said I'm not going to count those? Because between those and those, I think I might have enough.
Yeah.
I'm really not going to. When I've kept every single spare screw that I've got, I'm really not going to worry about 1 or 2 missing. But that's 10, 20 is about 30 there, isn't there?
Yeah.
That's how I count screws. Yeah, that looks about right. So, well, my JP screws, as you can see, is now almost filled a quarter of one of these tubs. So, yeah, that's fine. So, what's last then?
Right. And then lastly, we've got some GM screws, 2x3 by 5mm, which are 14.
Yeah, it's 14-ish there. Ah, Stephen Hyson says the extra sticky pads are to secure the figures on the lower deck. Right, which is something I need to get to later on. So I actually can't find my figures at the moment. I think they are somewhere in a lockup. But I've noticed that the roof at this stage is only screwed on. So I'm going to be doing it without any figures. I will definitely do the driver and the conductor. But if I can't sort the figures out, it'll be an empty bus. First thing in the morning, 4 a.m. at the depot bus. And then if I do find the figures, then I will I'll unscrew the roof and pop them all in.
Okay, so we've got a little red balloon. It says, before starting to fix the LEDs on cable 76A in place, see step 15, position the cable around the ceiling and make sure that the lengths of the green sections match the distances between the relevant light sockets. So that's a bit strange why they're bringing that up so early on.
Probably to make you aware and plant that in your mind.
So we may need to come back to that at stage 15, but we'll see how we go. So
can I just do a quick catch up on the chat? Because there's a couple of questions. It's already been answered, but Matthew Baum, is there going to be live streams of the Spitfire build? There won't be from me. I'm doing all my Spitfires pre-recorded and they go out on, is it Thursday? And I'm quite enjoying it doing that because I'm going to be doing the odd mod to the Spitfire, and those videos will be going out with the Spitfire as and when. I'll also be doing the Tamiya 1:48 scale Spitfire, and I'm going to be modifying it to look like the Hachette one, and they will be going out with the Spitfire. And I also have a very possibly big, possibly exciting announcement to make, which I will do after later on in the build. Yorkshire Crafter just googled Mike. That's the guy who came to see us this afternoon. I think he does social media, eBay, etc. for them. Mark's Mods, Matthew, there's a live build of the Spitfire this Sunday at 8 on my channel. That's why I didn't say that earlier, because I knew Mark's would. So Mark's Mods and Build with Adrian does their Spitfires live, and they are both very good shows, well worth watching. And I've got to be honest with you, I'd rather have Mark and Adrian doing live than just me, because you get double trouble then, don't you? And then Matthew says, I'll look forward to that. And then Stephen Hyson says the extra sticky pads are for the figures on the lower deck. Right, so I put this off as much as I possibly could. Oh, and Build with Adrian has just said issue 75F was extension cable C. So what's this? Oh, yeah, right. Okay, I'm with you now. Yeah. If you need to know anything technical, just speak to Adrian. That's why we call him technical director.
Yeah, he's got very good. He's got good memory about these things, and if he doesn't know the answer, he's always got all the information to hand at a click of his mouse. It's amazing.
What used to make me laugh is you've also got Chris Davis knows Like when someone says, what issue was so-and-so in? And he'll be one of the first ones to answer. The only thing is, it always used to make me laugh. He always used to get the issue wrong by one issue. Whatever issue he said, it's one issue different. It's just to make me laugh. Right, okay, so I put this off as much as I can.
Okay, let's start.
Right, so I'm going to just switch to side camera so you can see the absolute chaos that I'm in. Right, so that's not my side camera. That is my side camera. So there's my side camera, there's my bus. So if I don't say anything and you can't see anything, you'll know why. So I need have you read out stage 1?
Not yet. This is the second page.
I've jumped ahead of you. Sorry. Well, that's good because I managed to buy some more time then.
So it says, in this issue, we fit the ceiling of the lower deck in place. It will be tricky to fit passengers after the ceiling has been attached. So now is time to decide on positions for the passengers if you have not already done so. We suggest that you position the older lady, issue 60, and the football fan, issue 67, on the lower deck, together with the 60s girl, issue 53, who is designed to look as if she's standing up to leave the bus. Her feet can be held in place on the floor with small pieces of heavy-duty double-sided tape, as described in issue 46. However, since she's not very stable, we also suggest that you tie her hands to one of the upright poles using a piece of fine cotton or nylon fishing line. Once the lower deck passengers are in place, you can proceed with the step-by-step instructions.
Right, so this is sort of a sub-stage 1.
Yeah.
Sort of get this done before you do stage 1. Brilliant.
Yeah. Okay. So, stage 1. Take the lower ceiling assembly from issue 58 and check that the bell pull cord 57G is securely tied to the clip 57F.
Right. Okay. So that's actually going to be quite a lot of work for me because, as you see, this is a lot sturdier if you dry fit it, as pretty obvious. So if you bear with me, guys, I have this unsteady roof, which I'm not overly worried about. Quick question for everyone. My Hachette stickers have been falling off. These have been falling off. Just the Hachette ones. And I'm wondering if anyone else is experiencing the same. And given that this is only been on 6 months, what would it be like when this is a couple of years built?
Yeah.
What I'm also doing is, because I can't remember the hard points on these, so I'm just lifting little bits up, because I did actually lift this at one point by the front. And I don't know if you can see, but I've got my window winders in there. And I got
be careful of your stop sign on the front, the stop lever at the bottom.
Stop. Say that again.
Right at the front of the bus, there's the little stop thing, the red thing, near your thumb that pokes down.
Oh yes. Is it supposed to poke straight downwards?
Yes.
Right. Okay, mine's been bent then. This is what happens when you move house. Things get moved around. So obviously what I've done is at some point I've put that on incorrect, pushed it and bent it. So when did we install that then?
Oh,
fairly recent.
That's an Adrian question. I mean, mine's on, so it's before where I was up to, but I know I forget about it, and then I remember just before any damage happens.
Right. The next problem I've got is because we were storing this for moving. Adrian will be shuddering right now. What we did, we had all these LEDs, that were attached. Right, that roof, I'm going to put this up because we're going to need that roof, aren't we? So what we did to be as safe as possible, you see we've got this massive jumble of wires, and we shoved that through the open window and taped it in place, and it's done a good job in that sense. I am extremely confident that there's no damage. I will, oh God, I won't know which cable McKay one is now. I've just pulled the label off. But no, Adrian helped me move from Newport, and he did such a fantastic job. I owe him big time for that. So my only worry now is, you know how cables tie themselves in knots just for fun?
Yeah.
I am a little bit worried that's happened. But so again, this is going to take a lot longer than I'd like it to. But I am going to heed my own advice. This is not a sprint. So if this takes me 3 or 4 hours to do, if we have to stop the stream halfway through building it and carry on with it next week, then I do apologize, guys, but that is exactly what we're going to do. Right, so that's my cables out. When it comes to it, I will sort those out a little bit better. So stage 1, we need to, that cable is a bit of a pain. Right, so it says to make sure, let's go back to overhead. I think that'll be a bit easier, won't it? It's also a better quality camera. So which end are we looking at? I think we're looking at this end. So this end needs to be tied off there.
Yeah.
Right.
No. No, that doesn't make sense. It's the one. Oh, maybe.
Well, I'm looking at the light, the lamp.
Yeah,
there.
of course. Yeah, it is that one.
And if you look this side, there's no lamp nearby.
That's the switch.
And this one is tied off on the switch. And I'm not sure that switch is... Yeah. Now, what I'd already decided with this one, although there is a bell press there, bell pull, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to rewire this so that one of the bells does the downstairs bells and the other one does the upstairs, because I want to know how you're going to get your fingers in round the back to pull that bell cord without damaging it. So if that is the case, I can't see any reason why we can't just take this in there like that. Would you agree?
Yeah, yeah.
Electrical tape, something that's solid and is going to stick. Rather than fiddling around and tying that up so that that bell cord stays tight, if I'm not going to pull it, it doesn't need to be strong, does it? It just needs to be in place.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking tape, black electrical tape, which I thought might give you a little bit of excitement, because I know you like black tape, don't you?
I do.
Having said that, I just made that up and put myself in a position I can't follow through, because I don't think I've got any black tape. So I'm going to have to use this. I'll tell you what I'm going to use. Although it's only masking tape, it's actually really good tape. So I am going to, or I could glue it in. What do you think about gluing it on?
Yeah, you could do.
I don't know if you can see me, but I'm going to keep that taut. I mean, the thing is, we're no longer the first builders anymore. We're now following everybody else. Where you see me cutting, these little lumps, screw holes, things like that all over the bus. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting so that I can just put this tape down flat. Now this tape will stay there for as long as you want, as long as you don't, just once you pull it, start pulling it up and putting it back down again, it's going to lose its sticky. But once it's down. So do you guys agree or disagree with what I'm doing here? If you were going to actually use that bell press, then yeah, there's no way that's strong enough. That'll just come off on the first pull.
As Stephen Owens put, the end of the bell cord is taped down on my builds because you're not going to get to the bell cord.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if I tried to tie a knot in there, I've got to finish the knot so that it's exactly there. And I know I'll make it too long, too short, all sorts of things. So, yeah, I'm going to tape it down. And I could always glue that end onto the top of the bus as well. But let's not glue it because we might find along the lines it might not fit. So this might actually have been a problem to do that. So are you all happy with that?
Yeah, I am. It's your build. If you're happy, then
my build, I can do what I want.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you'll see me fiddling with bits of tape. Obviously, I've not touched this in 6 months, and I'm seeing bits of tape coming undone. I'm not overly worried because most of this tape is putting things into position so that when you put things on, it holds it in the right position. Once whatever's on, if that tape all comes off, that's fine. It's already in. But it's not the best tape in the world. Right. Okay. So stage 2.
Right. Let's go for stage 2. So
I'll just catch up with some. Right. So build with Adrian saying that he looked it up. Peter Whitlock, you can always connect the cable extension now and remove it later if necessary. Dave's Hobbies glued my stickers. Mark's Mods, mine fell off, so I glued them. And that's interesting because Mark started very late on the build. So his has actually had less time to fall off and they've fallen off. Matthew Bourne, do you wear a face mask when you're driving the bus? And then Adrian has pretty much answered that. We don't have to wear face masks, but I also don't have to because I'm asthmatic, so I'm exempt. So I try to double my social distancing. So I try to keep sort of 2 to 4 meters from everybody because I'm not wearing a mask. So you guys are social distancing and wearing a mask. I'm only using one of those protections, so I just double the distance. But I am getting a lot of people giving me money coming in through my cab, which is slightly annoying, but there you go. Right, sorry, Horlicks, show.
That's all right. Okay, so step 2. Fit the upright pole 62B on the rear platform if you have not already done so. Fit the seating assembly. Right, so let's do this stage by stage. So have you fitted the pole on your rear platform?
Right. No, I have not. And I just realized that I have done something that, in hindsight, I'm going to say it, guys, is genius. So we did have the pole to fit, but we decided, if you remember, not to fit it because we didn't know when the top would be going on and it would just make a loose part, if you remember that.
Yeah, I did the same.
Yeah. So what I did
with viewers advice,
I didn't know if I would remember the issue that we did it in. Does anyone remember what issue? It's 62, isn't it? Can anyone remember the screw that attaches the pole, the bottom of the pole to the bus? Just a little quick quiz while I just move my bus round into position slightly better for you.
I can.
I can too. because I put a bit of masking tape on and wrote the number down.
And that's what I did. I think I got that advice from you.
Yeah. So, all right. Obviously, we know that pole is 62B. So all I got to do is look up the issue. Do you know where your issue 62 is right now?
No.
No. And this is all bearing in mind that I didn't even know that I was going to be moving. Right. I got a problem, guys. How am I going to tilt my bus up to get underneath there? And the pole's not a problem because it's in my little bag of goodies. Yeah. Steve Hyson says MP. Well, obviously P40 would know because P40 is very clever. Right. So what we need to do then is, as per the instructions in issue 62, this goes in there and that will be secured from underneath with an NP screw, which I don't have any ready. There we go. So there should be at least one or two in there, which there is. So I've just got to think. I don't want to lay this bus on its side because I've got lots of wires. I don't want to tilt this too much because it's saying, do you know what? I've got it. Yeah, I think if I go no further than that, I think that'll be okay, won't it? So I'm after something solid. I just say hooray for this. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Right, okay, I've got it. So I'm going to lift the bus up and I'm going to move it to inside the pegs. So these black you can't see them, but there we go. So these pegs, I move the bus inside. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt the bus up on its side. And I'm going to put, this is just any old object. It happens to be so it just happens to be an old broken power supply. But it's just basically, it's giving me the room to work from underneath because I've either got to place this bus upside down on its side or work blind. So I'm going to take the work blind option. So I'm going to pop. Are you all still there?
Yeah.
You're all on the edge of your seat here, aren't you? Right. So I'm going to pop the screw through the hole. If it doesn't fall off the screwdriver first. Did we put the screw in before? There we go. So that end is not shaped. So that's going to work. Yeah. So I've got the screw in the end and I'm going to place the pole in. And what I'm going to do to get it started, I'm not screwing the screw into the pole. I'm screwing the pole into the screw. Because then I've got to move. There we go. So that's now in enough to bite.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? P40 has just pointed out something that's so blatantly obvious. You know, when something's so simple, you don't think of it. You could have had the back of the bus hang over the edge of your desk.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I've started now. But yeah, that was so blatantly obvious. Right. So I'm sorry my hand's going to get in the way. So now that I've got the screw started, I'm holding the pole as best I can, which is difficult because that screw's quite tight. It's in now. But obviously turning the screw into a pole that wants to spin is difficult, but I don't think it's going to be critical to do that. I mean, I've got it up tight now, but because it's going to be held in the top and the bottom, I don't think it's going to be overly critical that we get that absolutely tight.
No.
But I've got that pole in now, so that's the first part of that.
Yeah.
Do you want to read? Do you want to read the next part while I get this back on the stand properly?
Mm-hmm.
I am a little bit concerned. Oh, there we go. See, I've just let go, and it's getting it in the right. Do you know what? It's just gone straight in. Okay, that's the dead power supply, even more dead. That's just gone straight into the base. I can't believe that. Right.
So once that's done, fit the ceiling assembly 57A and 56A to the top of the lower deck, and then as you position it, use tweezers to fit the upright poles into the ceiling sockets 57B. Fit pole 62B in socket in ceiling panel 56A, the red arrows. Screw holes along the edge of the ceiling should align with the holes in the side panels, and that's the blue arrows.
So, according to the top of my bus, there should be 4 poles.
Yes.
And
4 red arrows plus 1.
There are. Right. I'm really sorry about the camera angles. This is the biggest thing I've done at this address with this setup. And I got my side camera ready. It's not actually my side camera that I need. So I think I'm going to move the bus sideways, just for this part at least. Because actually this bus isn't that tall at this particular stage, is it?
No.
It's more long. And if I move it across, I mean, it fits across the desk lovely. I've actually got an A1 size cutting mat. So that's the size that I'm dealing with. So it's not tiny. Right, there we go. So there's my 4 poles. So can you remember, Horlicks? We've got 2 sets of poles. And I know that one set is shorter than the other. And I think I've got some spares just to make matters worse. So,
yes, I can't remember if it's the shorter ones or the longer ones.
Right.
I'm guessing the longer ones.
I think they are, actually. I seem to think that. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them all into my hand. I'm going to turn them all the same way round. And I'm going to see how many. This is the one instance where all you lovely, kind people have actually made a problem for me, because people send me spare parts. Right, so I've got 4 long ones.
Okay.
So I would say that the long ones are the bottom deck.
Yes.
So trying to push these down as much as I can, but I'm also aware that the seats are quite fragile. So what I'm doing is, as I put them in, I'm holding it like that and slightly pulling up as I'm pushing, as I'm pushing down with the pole. So I'm trying to just equalize the pressure that I'm putting. And I'm trying, I probably should have started at the back, to be honest with you. I've just noticed I knocked this with my wrist, but if I'd started at the back, or I suppose if you're left-handed, you start from the front. But I'm trying to minimize the gap between this bit and the bottom of the pole there. But I think now this one is actually extremely loose. So I'm going to take this one off. Yeah, that's loose as well. Right, so I'm in a dilemma here. This notch there is obviously slightly smaller than those 3. That's really loose. And I'm worried now, once I've got the roof in, if the bus should get knocked, would that jump out, do you think? So should I glue that in?
I suppose it won't hurt to, because it's not going to go anywhere. So you could just dab a little bit on just anyway.
Yeah. These, look, I don't know if you can see how much I'm pulling. They ain't go like you can see the seats moving.
Yeah.
But this one, so this is what we always say about push fit connections. You know, you don't have to glue them, and it's totally up to you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my brush on glue, and I'm going to wipe as much glue off as I can, because I tend to think that these, especially these Gorilla Glues, it really is less is more. So I'm just going to brush a little bit on here, and I have to put this brush away really quickly because the fume's coming off this.
What glue is that then you're using, Penny?
I will show you in a sec because I'm dealing with wet glue at the moment, but it's a glue that I don't particularly like, but it works. It's Gorilla brush and nozzle, and if you undo it there, you get a brush, but if you unscrew it there, you get the nozzle.
Right.
I do like, there is a place for brush on super glues, in my opinion. Right, that's not going anywhere. Of course, now I didn't do the dry fit, did I? So if it turns out these are too long, I'm now buggered, aren't I? Yeah, this is my super glue of choice. But for dabbing one tiny bit on, to use this, what I tend to do is put some glue onto a little scrap bit of plastic and apply it with a cocktail stick.
Yeah.
One tiny stick. I thought, yeah, but this will eventually, well, in not too long actually, it'll go all stringy. And I had trouble using it before. I know P40 made a comment on it, and it's maybe I've never used the glue and I'm not used to it. I don't know, but it was it can get difficult to work with.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm finding really the main key with it is use as absolute little as you possibly can, and that really does work. Right, so that's me sticks in place. Next, we've got the oval bit, haven't we?
Yes, so
I'm thinking I'm going to be needing tweezers perhaps. So I'm not going to use I've got some really fantastic tweezers. These ones, I call these opposite tweezers. You push them to loosen them. But I think I'm going to be better off using this one, because once you get something in place, you want to let go and take it out. Whereas those others, if you don't open them enough. So I think these will be the best tweezers for the job.
yeah.
Do you have the back to front tweezers?
I don't actually, no.
Right, okay. So I don't know if anyone else would agree with me on that. So, roof going on, lining up the, you know, I wish my camera would go further up. So, right. So I'm lining up the screw holes. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. And I'm just roughly lining that up. And I think that's roughly lined up. And then I'm going to move over to this side. And I'm going to do the same here. And I've caught a bit of my sidewall. I've lost a screw hole. This is terrible. Right. So just fiddling it around. So they're now lined up there. So I'll go back to the first bit. Yeah, I can see, of course, it's not lining up because I've got these poles in the way. Right. So I don't know how I'm going to do this, guys. I think I'm going to try and switch to side camera. So yeah, what I was just saying is I'll show you with my side cam. I've had a bit of an unfortunate accident. So somewhere along my travels, I'm so sorry, that's all I can give you. So obviously you've got these tabs on the side of the bus. I've knocked one off there, but I don't think that's going to be the end of the world, because I've got 12 fixing points and now I'm down to 11. Right, so sorry guys, that's the best I'm going to be able to show you.
That's okay.
So I'm going to have to just push my chair out. I'm going to have to get on my hands and knees on the floor. So, right, not a single one has gone in place. Well, you'd think you might get a lucky shot and get 1 or 2 in, wouldn't you? Right, there's 1 in, and the whole roof just collapsed a little bit. So that's promising. Right, actually, I think I can get my... Right, that's in. Yeah, I can actually get my hand in, but not on that side. No, I can't get my hand in the far side unless I came in from your side. Right, I think it's this one that's causing the problem. Yes. Right. That's in. So once you... Right, so start from the front, the furthermost forward one, and then once you get that in, the whole roof just drops about 1 millimeter. Then you move on to the next one, and then the roof drops a little bit more in that position, and then so on and so forth. And then that just leaves the pole at the back, which is obviously easy to maneuver because that's on the back. Right, so they're in, and this roof is now lovely and flush.
Brilliant. You made that look really easy.
Pardon?
You made that look easy.
No, it's finding out the sweet spots, really. Because obviously I'm trying to put the roof on, and the roof wasn't going on. And then like, yeah, of course it's not. I've got the grab poles. And then I actually went into the middle, and it was sort of going in, but the others didn't want to go in. And then that's when I figured out do it from the front. So
Okay.
So are we done there? Have we we haven't got to screw them in yet, have we?
No, that was stage 2. So stage 3.
Stage 3. Oh no.
Ensure that the poles 57E are fitted into the sockets 57B before fixing the ceiling in place, which is what you've just done.
Yeah.
So now, with the ceiling and poles in position, fix the ceiling panels 57A and 56A to the left side walls 49A and 50A using 6 JP screws.
Right. Okay. Well, because this is the side where I've lost a tab, it's going to be 5 JP screws. But I'm disappointed that I've broken a little bit off. But listen, guys, right? I've moved 200 miles. I've had everything I own shoved into a van. We've done our absolute best, and I've broken 1 tab and I've bent 1 small piece of metal, and all my wires, I don't know if my wires work yet though, but everything seems to be intact apart from 2 little bits, so I'm not complaining. Right, sorry guys, I'm just trying to maneuver. It's really... How did you find the camera angles, Steve, when you did things? I know you had a few problems, didn't you? So... Sorry guys, how much of that did you miss? Because I just saw the sign come up. Your camera is your microphone is unplugged. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, it's gone. I think your other microphone's gone off.
Oh, it's because it resorts back to the default one, I think, sometimes. Yeah. Is that better?
I think so.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So when my main microphone goes out, the computer then resorts to my another one. So when I plug the first one back in, it doesn't go back to it. It stays with the same one. So these are my screw holes there. With the dry fit, the only area of concern I've got, this one looks absolutely perfectly lined up. This one looks brilliant. This one is brilliant. This one looks out, but there's a gap there. So I think I might be able to pull that in place. This one's out a little bit and this one's missing. So I think I'm going to start with this one, which I'm going to call the end one, and that'll hopefully lift things into place. And then I'll do there, and then I'll do this one, then this one, and then this one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the trickiest one, but by doing that one first, I think it might make them easier. Now, with all this moving everything around, my screwdriver's gone for a walk. Oh no, I had it on my desk. I bet I know what's happened. I bet you I've put the base on top of the screwdriver. I bet you inside the base. So because I got my tweezers to hand. Oh, sorry, camera's going. No, it's not. Okay. Oh no. So I'm going to just have to get a spare one. Oh, there it is. I put it safely in my workstation up here. You know, where I wouldn't lose it. Right, so JP screws. So let's get 5 out ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So check I've got the right screwdriver head. Yeah, that's fine. So I think actually I might not want to do it this way. So did anyone else have a problem? Oh, there we go. So there's a little bit there, like a little ridge. I find if I can get my thumbnail in there, I can just pull that back, and that just kind of helps a little bit. So where am I? I'm up there somewhere. So no, that's not going to go. Right. There we go. There we go. Shove your hands through the open window and push it up from the inside. However you can get it done, really. Oh, that's hurting my thumb. Now I've completely missed the hole, I think.
Yeah, because I'm probably going to have that issue because my side panel was the same as yours.
Yeah.
There was a slight gap in the middle.
It's not a gap I'm worried about. There we go.
No,
Obviously,
but where there is the gap,
right.
it's causing those screws to be not quite aligned.
Yeah, that's fine. So I've got this screw in now, and that's pulled everything in a little bit. It's pulled this. Obviously, it would be better if I hadn't lost that tab there.
Oh, Penny.
Yes.
I spy with my little eye, possibly one of your grab poles has come out the ceiling.
Oh, that's a really good spot there. Well done, you. Right. So obviously, as I pulled the roof, it's pulled it out. It's the glued one in, but it's not come out on the glued side. That's in. Thank you so much, Horlicks.
Right.
If I hadn't spotted that then, that could have been a potential disaster much later on. Right. Well, let's go for the end one. And normally I just put these in enough till they grab, but I'm actually putting them in all the way because I'm finding it's pulling the roof and the side in the correct place, but it won't actually pull it about until the screw gets a little bit tight.
Yeah.
So I think it's better to tighten it up. But remember, we're not over tightening because these screws end in P, which means see, we used to have that fun game, didn't we?
Yeah.
What's the P stand for, guys? It stands for plastic. Right, I'm putting the light on. I'm trying to work in the dark. Right, I'm going to miss that screw hole out because I'm having a bit of trouble with it. And I want to know if it's because I ain't lined the screw up or it's a bad screw hole. Product defect. You know me, I don't blame the manufacturers until I know it is actually their fault. Right. Okay, that's in. So the front is in as much as I can get it in. I'm sweating again, you know. Do you remember that issue we did when it was really hard work? I remember everyone at the end saying, good build, congratulations on not swearing. And
yeah.
Right, I think I haven't got this quite lined up because this screw's not going in either. Right, that's going in now. So I'm hoping that will pull this one in. So it's not manufactured. I mean, the thing is, with a model this big with so many pieces, if you get it just out 0.5 mil and then the next one's out 0.5 mil, by the time you get all the way round, it's going to be out by quite a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So that roof is not coming out. The only place that these sides are moving is in between the screws. Where the screws are, they're not moving. Even the front, this bit there where there's no tab, that's not really moving either. So again, one thing I've said a lot, I'm just checking my grab poles. That back one is starting to come out, but that's because the back is lifting. Yeah, so one thing I've often said about this build is they put 6 screws in where you probably could get away with 2. And that is really good. I've really got no issue about that. May I take a little break and we'll read the comments and just give me a little bit of a breather?
Yeah. Okay. So
it's really hard work. I don't mind telling you, but aren't we all? I put the wrong camera on. I'm so sorry.
So Matthew Borum says there's 2 more models from the same company as the Routemaster. They are Hogwarts Express and the Eddie Stobart truck.
Yeah, there's a few actually. They're still running the Bismarck. They're running and they're running some non-Partworks as well. The Eddie Stobart, I believe, is in test. Yeah, test runs only.
Yeah.
And the Hogwarts is a test. Are you interested in either of those, Horlicks?
Yeah, I was gonna. Well, I've actually signed up for the Hogwarts.
Right.
But
I love what my landlady found in her room today.
We had this conversation about how long it's going to be, and I'm like, oh wow, I don't think I've got anywhere to put it now. So,
well, it's funny you say that. What gauges? I know someone said this. What gauge is the Hogwarts? Is it O?
No, I think it was. Oh, I can't remember now.
Right, oh, I don't know, but yeah, I'll find out. I'm sure someone will tell us anyway. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing the Hogwarts Express myself because I'm not really into Harry Potter that much. I'm a little bit jealous because my landlady's just found loads of stuff, including, I didn't know this was a thing, she's got a first edition hardback of one of the Harry Potter books with the with the typo in it. Apparently, there's a thing on page 99. It says 11 owls, and it should say 10 owls.
Wow.
I'm lost here, but that's what we looked it up. And there was, I don't know if this is the price. This wasn't on eBay. This is a proper trader's website, 150 quid. So that's not bad for an £8 book, is it?
No.
And she's got all the books. And yeah, so I reckon that's got to be worth quite a bit of money for her. So I'm quite happy for her on that one. But yeah, Hogwarts isn't my thing. The Eddie Stowe, I've been thinking about a lot of Partwork. So I was thinking about doing the Bismarck, and I'm not going to be doing the Bismarck now. I was going to turn it into the Tirpitz, and I'll explain why I'm not doing the Bismarck now. The Spitfire, I'm enjoying the Spitfire. I'm enjoying the mods, but it's part of me saying, why didn't you just go out and buy the Airfix 1:24 scale? I know Eagle Moss. I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, they're going to bring the Willys Jeep out, and I'm not doing that because the Willys Jeep is 1:8 scale, and it's going to cost 1,400 quid, roughly. For £165, I can get a Jeep, quarter-ton US Jeep. It's made of plastic, admittedly. And with the machine gun on, but it's 1:6 scale, so it's bigger. And for about another £140, I can get the trailer. Voila, I've got everything that the Eagle Moss one has got for £1,000 cheaper. So then coming to the Eddie Stobart, I will probably do the Eddie Stobart because A, it'll look good next to the bus, and B, I can't see an alternative to it. So there's the interest, and there's the not being able to do it elsewhere. So if I'd have applied that logic, though, I wouldn't have done the Spitfire. I probably wouldn't have done the Ecto 1 actually, because I could probably buy that. But then now I probably would have done the Ecto 1. But yeah, anyway, I'm waffling now. So
yeah, do you want some syrup with that waffle?
Yeah.
Whatever it is I used to say.
So one quick question by Matthew Baum, and that just filled half an hour's worth of show, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Peter Whitlock says, if you've got 4 red arrows, the other 5 must be formed up for the next part of the display.
Yeah,
done there. Yeah. Chris Camping just uploaded a dash cam video on the Ecto 1 style car repairs. Nice. Chris Campling, wow, that's cool. Chris Campling, I use Loctite glue, which is the brush on it too. Yeah, I also on occasion I use this this Loctite, but I don't even know why I bought it, because it's essentially, I won't use it direct from the bottle because it's got these squeezy bits on the side. And you've only got to push those squeezy bits tiny bit too much, and you're going to get a river of glue come out. So, yeah, I hardly ever use that now. So, Andy M, I inquired with Hachette Horlicks Wishlist. They said it was still a trial, but watch out for a press release when it goes live. I know the helpline, I've had bad reviews, but I found them very helpful. Yes and no. I found them pretty useless on occasion. I did have one occasion where I actually shouted at them and I said, look, I really don't care if you give me bad news. I just want you to tell me the truth. And the next time I rang them up, they gave me bad news. And I said, you've listened to me from last time, haven't you? I said, you know, at least you've been honest with you. I am not going to have a go at you. But I've heard watch out for press releases an awful lot, and I've heard it from Model Space as well. Watch this space. I think the Hogwarts will definitely be coming out as a proper Partwork, because it's Harry Potter. All you got to do is you can take these little pots. If I put a Harry Potter logo on the top, I'll probably sell 1,000 just because it's got the Harry Potter logo on it.
Yeah.
And the fact that this Partwork won't be available once it's finished will perhaps add value to it. But yeah, that'll come out. It's the Eddie Stobart that will come into question, but there's Eddie Stobart's got. Are you doing an impression of a cockerel, or are you taking tablets?
No, I'm taking my antibiotics for my teeth.
You didn't need to tell me or show me. We believe you. This isn't an evidence show. If you say something, we will believe you. So, are you not into taking tablets?
No, not really.
No,
but
by the amount of sips you've had. See, I'm a sip of water, chuck all the tablets in, sip of water, gone. I'm happy. As long as my mouth is wet before I put the tablet in. Yeah, so Hogwarts, I think that'll come out, and that's no information from Hachette. Chris Campbelling, all of it. You'll have to remind me what that comment was about, because that was 16 minutes ago. Pete Whitlock, gauge 1 to 32 scale. Right, because I'm buying from EBMA, who are doing all my units. They do a little shelf. It's 3 shelves. And they do an O gauge one, among other scales. And it's for you to put your engines on. And he's already said to me, he goes, your Flying Scotsman will fit on one, and your tender will fit on the other. And I shouldn't have just said that, but that's another story. Right, so mark the tart. Hogwarts 1 to 32 scale, 1.3 meter long. So that is big. Fleetwood J, hi all, hope everyone's okay. We'll catch up with you later. It's not 100%. Get well soon. He's just come on this just to get another good get well soon message from me, isn't he? He came on this afternoon and got one. He's just snuck an extra one in from me. No, get well soon.
Hope you're well, Fleetwood. We'll get well soon.
Chris Campbell, get well soon, Fleetwood. And Chris Campbell, it was about the sound, Penny. Oh, okay. Yes. Right. Okay, I'm fairly well rested then. Do you want to carry on with this build?
Yeah. Okay, so part 5.
Part 5.
Use an LP screw to hold the top of the platform pole 62B in place in the socket in the ceiling panel 56A.
Right. So let's try and use the top camera. Oh, there we are. Right. So I don't know how many times I've moved my cup of coffee out of the way today. Right. So there's the top of the grab pole. The grab pole goes along there, and nice and simple. I like nice simple stages. And screwdriver. Now we got this screw with this issue, didn't we?
Yes, the LP screw. Yeah, because we had 2, so we had 1 spare.
Yeah.
And then you dropped one in the wrong screw.
What? That's right. Yes. Yeah. So this is a top hat screw, and this is trying to twist. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. I need that in a bit tighter. It's a little bit loose at the top, but quite solid at the bottom. So, yeah. Okay, I think what'll be the best solution for this, get yourself some kind of pliers like this. Get yourself some masking tape or a cloth. Cloth would work just as well. And just wrap the end of your pliers just to soften them. We want grip, but we don't want to damage that pole. Because whatever I do, it's just making that pole turn. and obviously it's screwed in at the bottom as well. So if we screw that in and unscrew the bottom, it's kind of defeating the object, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm just wrapping my second bit with masking tape. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab right at the top as far up as I can, because A, that will be a better hold, and B, if I do damage it, and it's as though that screw's just popped out. That's interesting. Or right, I think that's as good as I'm going to get. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a complete idiot. Right, so I'm screwing that and it's still loose. But look, it's because this bit isn't attached to anything. So once this is lifted up, that's now in there solid. Yeah?
Ah, right, yeah.
Because the back bit of this isn't attached yet.
So the screw is in as tight as it can into the
Screw
pot.
is in as tight as it'll go, but it's still loose because it's not attached. Once there's a screw hole there to go into there, if you lift that up to meet that, now that's as solid as you like.
Right.
So, but that was still a good trick.
Okay. So moving on then to step 6, sorry.
6.
At the side of the... Oh, hang on. Have I got that right? Yeah, 6, sorry. At the side of the top step, fix part 59D of the staircase structure to the rear roof section 56A using 2 JP screws.
Right, okay. You read very, very quickly for me, or faster than I wanted, so I want you to be really, really slow to give me time to move the bus around.
Okay.
I don't think...
The side of the top step, fix part 59D of the staircase structure to the rear roof section.
You are actually reading slow, aren't you? Right, okay. I'm going to do my best to show you this.
Using 2 JP screws.
Oh, sorry, I really am sorry. If I knew where I would need to be with all these screwdrivers and screws and things. Right, so this is the top of the stairs. I can't get the camera in any closer, I'm afraid. That is as far as it'll go. But there's the stairs. There's the top stair. Right where that top stair is, there's 2 bits there. And all we need to do is just clamp that. So I'm guessing we're working out. There's the side we've just done. We've done the grab pole. I guess we're working our way round. And I'm hoping that we'll stick something in there. But you're going to have to watch me from afar, I'm afraid. So that's 2 JP screws, isn't it?
Yes.
Right, lovely. So I do apologise, but I'm going to have to do this from afar. So I'm going to pop. Right, I'm not going to use this screwdriver because there's not a lot of room. So I'm going to thank Adrian for sending me this long, slender one. This is, I believe, from his R2D2 build.
Yeah, I've got 2 of them.
I've actually got 2 as well. I did discover I actually had one myself from the Millennium Falcon build. And this is difficult because the screw is falling off just as I get to the screw hole. So I'm going to keep holding it until I get there. All right. It's still quite awkward because you got to kind of work at a slight angle. But actually, I wonder if... No, The Routemaster screwdriver isn't really any good for it, because it's just the handle's too far down. Right. Right, that's in. So second one should go. Now the second one should be fine. In fact, I'm going to do the second one with my Aurea. I think that one will reach. Yeah. If you are using a fatter screwdriver, just be careful, because I think you won't see it, but this part of the screwdriver is just ever so close to this part of the bus. So now, question for you guys. The back of my bus isn't screwed in. Should it be? But normally, if they need screwing in, I screw them in.
Yeah, no.
Right. So, having now pulled it
out, it's because I've still got mine detached.
That's fine. Obviously, I haven't touched this bus for absolutely ages. And then I'm seeing all of this not attached. So I'm like, oh no, did we forget something? Right, okay, so I'm happy with that bit. In fact, actually, I can actually lift the back of the bus up. I wouldn't want to, I'm only lifting it up a little bit, but it's now so secure at the back, I can actually lift the bus at this stage. So that's pretty good. That's just 2 additional screws.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so what's next then for us?
Okay, so step 7. Check the alignment of the screw holes along the right-hand edge of the ceiling panels 56A and 57A. Fix the right side walls 49B and 50C in place with 6 JP screws. Lovely.
Right, so my only real concern here is that, there we go. This is in, but this grab pole wants to keep popping out. So obviously I need to keep an eye on that. So for that reason, I'm going to put this 3rd screw in first. That's the screw that's closest to the grab pole. And I think that once that particular screw is in, I think that's going to stop that grab pole from falling out. But that's not an excuse to not check it regularly. So check the poles in, which it is. So it's also, I'm having to lift the roof just slightly to meet up with the holes. Right, so that pole is still in. So I'm quite keen to get this one in next then, which is actually the next one along. I wouldn't normally do the next one along, but obviously these ones will just hold those poles in. And because it's plastic, I'm only going until the resistance increases. You know the score with the plastic ones, don't you? Right, so I'm going to put this one in. The back of this roof here has sunk by quite a bit. Oh, actually, I managed to sort it out. So I think, was it this bit that was difficult to align on the other side at the front? But it's the back on this side that's a little bit out. So I'm going to pop this screw in next in the hope that it's just going to pull that roof a little bit. There we go. And it actually has. So normally I'll say do your easy screws first, and sometimes it'll pull your difficult ones into position, but I think in this particular case, doing the tricky ones first seems to be working. Right. There we go. Lovely. That's gone in brilliantly. Once you've got it lined up, they go in a dream. It's just the lining up that's tricky. So I'll start at the front now. Or go near the front. And again, I think it's a case of 6 screws where 2 will do the job. So between the 2 sides, there should be 12 screws. Obviously, I've only got 11, but I'm really confident of that. So I'm just going to check the grab poles. That's in, but there's a bit of a gap. And there, right, all 4 are in. So with 1 screw missing, watch this. I'm quite happy to lift that up by the roof. I'm not happy, but you know, that's 11 screws with 1 missing.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Mark's giving the spoilers there. Look, the back end is not screwed in. Yeah, spoiler all for us, Mark. That's fine. Right. So P40 says he did not bother with a top screw for the pole. Fair enough. I suppose that's a personal preference, isn't it? Chris Campbling, love the Deadpool t-shirt. This actually came from, I can't remember the name of the company, but you pay a monthly subscription and you get I actually get 3 t-shirts. You get to pick one and the other 2 are mystery, and I quite like this, but I didn't pick it, and I wouldn't have picked it. I tend to go for, I've got a variety of t-shirts. My favorite one at the moment is Baby Yoda with a frog, and it says eats a space frog, still cute. But yeah, I like humor, Star Warsy humor and stuff like that. So Mark's Mod says, don't do what I did when working from afar. Yeah, I try not to. LOL, Mark. Back end not screwed until 104. Matthew Braun, Penny's Fit Punto build looks interesting. So right, you ready for the next day? Are you worn out yet, Horlicks?
Yeah. So the next part of step 7 is to connect the N cable extender 96B to the N cable 58C. C inset above.
So I am turning the bus around again. Again, I'd like to give a massive thank you to David Buckingham for these bases. Obviously, we didn't know what we would be going through in the future issues when the bus, when the base came. I've already mentioned that I think his base was amazing, based on the fact that he's got the actual length absolutely spot on before we had the rear platform on. But you will not, if you don't have this base, you will not believe how much easier it makes spinning it around.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's just amazing. And I can't see how he could have known that. You know, you would think that he made it with that in mind, but there's absolutely no way he could have known that, because we didn't even have the back end of the bus on when he made it. So unless he's some kind of magician. So let's remove this masking tape which I've put in. I also may have made a fatal error. I didn't remove my batteries when I last used them. I think I've got very lucky there. But these have been sat in there for well over 9-10 months. So don't leave your batteries in things if you're not going to use them. Right, I'm going to bring the light down as well. I might make the stream quality worse, but I'm doing this for me with this light. So we are putting in the N cable, which has long been lost, Horlicks. No idea what I've done with it.
It was in the tray.
It was in the tray, but I don't know where I put the tray because that was a long time ago. We might need an intermission. I found the lid of the tray. Oh, I'll put it behind me. I put it safely behind me. At the foot of my bed, I try to put things on the floor because then they can't fall anymore on the floor. Right, so we are attaching the end cable to the end cable, aren't we?
Yes.
So that should be simple because I'm going to first of all assume that the end cable is red and black. So there is a red and black cable, and that's got K written on it and a J, and it's there. Right, so now some of these labels are feeling sorry for themselves, so I'm being very careful. And there's the end cable. Right, so the end cable's actually going from the roof. So which end is this going in? This end cable should be in there, shouldn't it?
It should be plugged in, yeah.
I've unplugged it. Yes, because I unplugged it to move. So yeah, I can see where it is. Right, so you guys aren't going to be able to see this because the plug is there. But what I will do, obviously this end is going to be going into that end, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's done. Simple as that. This end will already be in your bus. So this needs to go, this will go somewhere else. Bottom deck?
Oh, I'm not sure yet.
Or this end? No, it's not going to be that end because it's... Oh, well, the magazine will tell us at some point, won't it?
Yes.
Right, so I'm going to... Oh, yeah. So I'm going to leave that there. I will do that. I took that off stream. I'll put it back on off stream. Post-production.
Okay.
So I did just disconnect that for the move. So, right. So what's next, Maestro? Oh, are they teasing me? Can I ask a favor? Can we move to stage 12 and then come back and do stage 8? I'll explain why. Stage 8, let me move my light up. Right, see, oh, sorry, I've just lost my camera. It's just disconnected, just come off the stand. Right, so stand 8. It's bus station now, isn't it? Right, so step 8, I'm having to work on this side of the bus. So I'm going to have to turn the whole bus over. Then when we get to stage 12, we're going to be working on that side of the bus, which will now be over there. So I'm going to have to move the bus all the way back.
Okay.
So if I jump to stage 12, and then I can work on this side, then we'll go back to stage 8, and then we'll do that side. We'll have to turn it over. So that way we only get to turn the bus around once. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if people wanted to me to do it all in order, I would, but it would just be a bit awkward. And I've got a horrible feeling we may not get the time to do all of this. Right, I've got them on camera again. There we go. Right, so, sorry, I've just removed that from stream. So, stage 12.
So 12, turn the upper deck around. We've done that. Right, so fit the right wall framework, 93A, 93B, and 95A to the right inner walls, 85A and 85C.
Right, so I'm looking at these, and these are pretty much the same, depending on what angle you hold them at. So these are my two side bits. So the way to tell, this is for the, do you know what? Completely ignore me.
This is the upper deck we need, not the bottom.
Yes. Do you know, I'm so sorry, guys. Right. So let me take a 2-minute break. I'm going to move my bottom deck off, and I'm just going to have a quick look through the instructions. Right. We don't need the bottom deck anymore. So I'm going to leave you with a lovely Horlicks. And while he chats to you about whatever, the weather, I'm going to pop my bottom deck on the shelf, get it out of the way, and then I'm going to bring the top deck in. So I do apologize about that, guys. It's me not looking at the instructions quite properly.
Okay, so and there I am.
No, I do. I'm sorry, Horlicks. I put you on the spot so many times.
Oh, there's no more comments. So yeah, we're like an hour and 40 into this build, and we're about halfway, I would say.
Yeah. I think we're going to end up stopping it at some point and finishing it next week. I'm rather pleased with myself at what we have done. I wasn't frightened to tell you how scared I was. You know, I swear this top deck is nearly as heavy as the bottom deck. Yeah.
What an issue to come back to.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so Steve Hyson says, hello, Horlicks. Mark Maud says, I wouldn't fit them side panels because you will be removing them in issue 103 to get the upper deck handrails in. Right. So, I'm wondering then if we should jump to stage 15. Dave Say, are you still watching? Are you in agreement with that? And P40F20. I'm just asking the opinion of 3 people, not because I don't believe Mark. But obviously 3 people.
I think I was given that advice as well.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking if we're saying don't progress with the sides, I don't know whether to jump to stage 15. Yeah, let's jump to 15, shall we? That's working on the roof panels, on the roof. And
I mean, the only other thing is you've got long tweezers, so with the side panel on, maybe dry fit the side panel. Do you have windows where the poles need to go?
Right. Okay. Good question. I'll have a look. I will have a look. Right. Geordie Dave is agreeing with Mark. Dave's hobby is saying fit one side, but I also like your idea of having a look. So, I'll get this camera set up as best I can. Oh, look, you got the lovely Horlicks in the background. Look, just there. Oh, it's flipped over to me. In case you didn't figure that one out, I'm actually got this on YouTube. Right, so that's that side. So I've got windows all the way down, and I've got a pole there, and there.
Right.
So I'm thinking, let's fit this side. Let's leave the other side.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the roof. Are you guys okay with that? Right, P40F20. Do not put the upper deck frames on until the upper deck roof is put on. Right. So, oh, I'm with you. So, are you saying jump to stage 15, do to stage 22? The roof's not being put on. Yeah, look. P40 is very serious because he said it twice. So, and that's 4 people who have said no. So, can we put 1 on? I can't see a problem with putting 1 on. I understand the reason we're not putting the sides on is because we won't get to the grab poles, and we're going to have to work through this little side window, aren't we? So, I'm going to put 1 side on only. And then I'm going to do the bits on the roof, and then we'll call that the end of the show.
Yeah, because then you can at least get through the windows on the other side.
On the windows from the other side, yes. So, right, okay, so step 8, step 9, step 10, 11, step 12 we'll miss, 12, 13, and 14 we'll miss. So we'll go from step 11 to step 15. So at least then, guys, you'll get to see me putting this side on. And it'll start to look more serious like a bus then, won't it?
Yeah.
So, and you know what? I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I will explain more as I put it on. So let's get these instructions.
Okay, so
P40 saying you could, but we'll still be a bit in the way of adjusting the grab poles. Right. Okay. Okay, look, I'm going to play it really safe then. I'm not going to put the sides on at all. Because I can see that the roof is going to be attached by this bit there. So it's not going to interfere with the sides. The only worry I have is getting the first couple of screws in. Sometimes, as you know, I like to try and support it from behind, which with the roof on, I'm not going to be able to do that. But I think I'm going to play it really, really safe, and I'm going to leave the sides off. So that'll be for another few issues. So shall we jump to stage? Are you happy to jump to stage, whatever it is, 15?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to take a minute. I'm going to take this top deck away, and I'm going to bring in the roof. And I'm yeah. Okay. Okay, so here's my roof. Oh no. Right, I need my top deck to just put the roof on. Do you know what? I'm not happy with that. So we're going to be attaching the LEDs.
Yes.
They're attached to the bottom deck. But we're not going to fit the roof on.
No.
That seems a little bit odd to me then. Right. Guys, I'm gonna finish the build here then, because that's just confused me. So what I'm gonna say is that next week, if we do issue 97, and then we'll give ourselves a little bit of homework, just to sort of, maybe I should have had a little look at my bus a bit more, figure it out. Remember, I've not touched this build for 10 months.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit confused at the moment. If I'd have been building this every week as I was, it would just go, oh yeah, I put that bit there and that bit there. So I'm going to be looking at 97 for next week, and then we'll revisit this and do what we can then. It's a bit of a cocked up show, and I do apologize. In hindsight, oh, this is a really bad issue to come back into, isn't it? Stage 1, put this screw into the bonnet. Lovely. But yeah, I'm not even going to listen to any of you guys. I think I've done a good job tonight. Normally I rely on audience feedback, but I think I'm sweating. All right, it doesn't help I got the heating on, but I think I've done all right. And it's pretty much, this is like an issue 1 to me, because I feel I've forgotten so much of the build. I really need to. So I think I need to sit here and study this and study issue 97 as well.
Mark's just got a good comment up saying,
oh, sorry.
Oh,
you do it.
Thank God Penny Life would be so easy now when you get the roof on. I would label the side panels with tonight's issue number so you know what issue to go back to.
Yeah.
And that is something you normally do anyway, isn't it?
What I did notice I did, and I wish I had this last week now, you will absolutely love this. So I put some masking tape on my side, and now I've seen it. I remember doing it, but I forgot I'd done it until I'd seen it. So do you remember we had that mix up with DP, OP, LP, whatever it is, screws?
Yeah.
Right, I'd put masking tape on. OP screws, maybe DP.
Yeah.
And I'd put that as a marker. So I'm going to keep that marker, and I'm going to find with my lovely label drawers. Oh, no. Of course, labels on drawers is a wonderful thing, so long as you actually put back the contents of them. I'm looking for my Sharpie pen, which it doesn't look like I've got one. Right, so this is issue 96, if I remember correctly.
96, yeah.
Right, in fact, I'll go install 96. Right. Yeah. So yeah, I think the biggest problem I've got is that I'm just out of the swing of it. So I might go one better, and I might actually read up from previous issues and then sort of get my mind back into what we did at what stage. I'm also going to put some glue on this bloody advert.
It is obviously a difficult build, and where everyone's done further on, they know that it's going to be, hell to get those poles in. So, it's not really. I wouldn't say it was a bad build tonight, but you're just taking advice of because they're obviously want it easier later on anyway. So there isn't really much more you can.
I think it's funny that. Oh, sorry, I just noticed my coffee cup wasn't on the table. I'd sensibly moved it over to the shelf, so I didn't knock it over. Of course, I didn't see it. I thought, oh no, I've knocked it over. The last time I built this, I was ahead of all of you guys, and I'm giving you advice. And now, the very next issue, I'm actually calling out for help from the very people I was giving advice to.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to do a bit of a catch up. So thank you, Mark's Mods. You've done a great build. Thank you so much. I really appreciate comments like that. And P40, well done, Penny, after such a long break. My my initial build fears are now over. It's once you get into it, all day I've been thinking, oh, what if something goes wrong? What if I do it wrong? What if people end up going, oh, you're useless, you don't even know how to build it? And now it's all, yeah, I'm back to where I was now, or I'm starting to calm down. Chris Campbell says, did you see the great start to my video Monday? Yeah, it was a lovely start, Chris. Yeah. No, it's things happen, don't they? Sometimes streams go wrong, sometimes they all go right. But yeah, it was all right. It was fun. It's your stream. So yeah, Dave's hobbies. Yeah, I think you need to do some forward reading in the build. It all becomes clearer later on. This is the thing. I've always gone into a build blind. Even when I do my recorded videos, when I'm looking at the instructions and I'm reading the instructions out, 9 times out of 10, that is actually the first time I've read the instructions as well. And I think it just adds a little bit of an element of fun for me. I got absolutely no idea what's coming. I don't even know what's happening in the next stage. So Matthew Braun says, and continue in 97. Yeah, so we'll do 97 next week, 98 if time permits, but do not expect me to do 98 because the way I'm going, it's going to be a really slow and careful build until I really get going. So P40F20, Penny, do you have any plans for the Wednesday night show after the bus is finished? Perhaps your full-scale R2-D2. Right, the problem I've got with the R2-D2 is I can't use my 3D printer. I need to convince the landlady that it really doesn't use a small nuclear power supply to supply the electric for 3D printer, and it's actually quite cheap. And then maybe if I can get a few prints that benefit her, then she might say, oh, bring all your 3D printers in. But also the trouble with the R2-D2 is it's difficult to get the part. Like you do one part, that's not enough. You need about 14 parts to make one stage. And each part is like an 8-hour print time or 12-hour, and it depends on the quality. I have not given up on R2-D2. It is going to happen, but I think it's now going to become update videos whenever I get something done. With regards to the Wednesday night, if you know us, I've called this the Partwork show, and then the subheading is the classic Routemaster. It used to be the Routemaster show, and the reason I've done it like that is Routemaster is going to finish, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing after the Routemaster. Maybe the day I finish the Routemaster, there will be this absolutely amazing Partwork comes out that I just cannot say no to, and it will be like bang, in it goes. I don't know. I was thinking about doing the Bismarck. I'm now I was going to say to you, do you want to see my exciting purchase?
Oh yeah.
So I went down to the model shop. I actually went yesterday. Now, sorry guys, I just picked the side of my bus up, but I accidentally picked it from the side and it's moved. I think that will be okay. It'll be all right. It's fine. It's okay. As someone says. Right. So sorry, I've got me back to you. I do apologize. So this is the evolution of what I've done. I was going to get, they've just announced that the Bismarck is going to be, the Hachette Bismarck is coming out with it from Agora. And I thought, yeah, brilliant. I'll jump on that Agora one. But what I'd really like to do, just to take my modeling, what's the word I'm looking for? Take it up a notch. I wanted to convert the Bismarck to the Tirpitz for the benefit of people that may not know, and I don't think there'll be that many don't know. The Tirpitz is the sister ship of the Bismarck. Essentially, in a nutshell, the Bismarck was the Bismarck class. They launched the Bismarck, they've done the trials. Any issues they had with it, they've changed for the second Bismarck, which is the Tirpitz. So basically the Tirpitz is the Bismarck with a few issues changed. Bit heavier armor, weighs a bit more, blah, blah, blah. So basically I wanted to change the Bismarck into the Tirpitz. So I thought there'll be repainting, there'll be maybe scratch building stuff. But I actually don't know enough about it. So I thought what would be a really good first stage is the Bismarck 1 to 350 scale. What do you reckon, Horlicks?
Yeah, I saw it. It looks brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
You know the difference between the two? You need the two side by side. So I thought I would build these two. That will teach me, I'll be able to see the differences. And then I thought, these are 350 scale. The Hachette is going to be 1,400 quid for not quite twice the size. And how many times have you guys said to me, where are you going to put it? So I'm actually not going to do the Bismarck, but I'm going to do these. So this is an option for Wednesday night show. I'll put these somewhere. But you know, if these brilliant Partworks come out, we could still have a show. But I'll find something. I've got the DC3, which I haven't started yet. I just bought it they had a sale, and I bought it. It was reduced from like 900 quid to about 300 quid, and I'm like, I can't turn that down. I'll buy that. It'll go on the shelf, and I've had it now for, I think I bought it over a year ago, but it's there. It's, you know, so that could be, so there'll always be something to do, because I've now changed this to the Partwork show, subheader classic Routemasters. So there will always be something. But that then brings me to an announcement, but I will just catch this next comment from Geordie Dave. Brilliant show, Penny and Horlicks. Thank you very much. So my announcement I wanted to make, I am trialing 2-week trial, a new show. It's going to be on a Wednesday night. I'm going to wear myself out Wednesdays, aren't I? 11 o'clock until 2 in the morning. I'm going to be doing plastic scale model kits. I'm going to pull out a kit only for the Wednesday night, and we're just going to exactly the same format as my diamond painting show in the afternoon. It's just going to be a whip and chat. There'll be, I might not get much done at all. I might get tons done. And then I want to invite people to come on to the show. Anyone else who's building a kit, they can come on the show. As we're building, painting, gluing, whatever we're doing, we can all chat about what we've done. We can swap skills and tricks and tips. You know, I've just done, I wasn't ever going to show you this. I've got a little project that I've done off camera, and you guys are never going to see it. Well, you are now. And it's a Seahawk, and it's just for me to I can do what I want when I want with it. Now, I've experimented with weathering the floor. I'm not 100% happy with it, but it's better than not weathering. And this is just, you know, I got to spare half an hour, so I'll get on and do it, that kind of thing. I've done a little bit of research on how to tart that up a little bit. But obviously, if I was sitting there with 3 or 4 other people, I could have been there with my airbrush and gone, oh, I'm not happy with that. And someone else could say, yeah, what you want to do is this, and don't worry about it. That'll sort itself out when you do such and such. You know, this is a whole thing. And then somebody else might come along and they've only ever got a brush out, a pot of paint, you know, and then maybe they want to try and glue everything together before painting it, and then we can all say no, you want to, it's just basically swapping hints and tips and just really just to chill out.
So is that 11 in the morning till 2 p.m?
No.
11 at night.
That's 11 o'clock at night until 2 in the morning, which in all fairness is about what time I go to bed anyway.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, because then if you can't sleep, or if you're like me and had bad toothache and can't sleep in the night, I've something to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying have a permanent toothache so you can make my show every week.
No.
But yeah, we're just going to do 2 weeks only. Just see how it goes. I don't anticipate many viewers or even anybody taking part in the first couple of weeks. You know what a lot of people are like. People don't seem to want to be the first one to join, but once people start to join, they're all like, yeah, actually that looks fun, I think I'll join in.
Starting that this evening.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. And my skill as a plastic aircraft modeler is I used to do them as a kid. I mainly used to do, you'll laugh at this, the one color I couldn't paint was white, and I used to do US Navy aircraft, which I didn't understand about the eras. Funnily enough, I knew nothing about the kits. And a lot of them are grey on top and white underneath. I think that's Cold War era. I might be wrong there. But I used to put together a pretty nice kit, given that I was a teenager. I'm using a brush and there was no weathering. So I'm ready to take the next step. A lot of skills. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and one thing that makes me smile is that you can tell the difference between someone who's only ever done aircraft kits and someone who paints war game figures who's now doing an aircraft kit, because the way they approach it is different. And I'm trying to look at, the way I would have weathered that floor, I would have done it the model figure approach, which is paint it all a plain color, stick some washers on, stick heavier washers, pretty much how I did my Spitfire wheels, which you will see at a later stage. But that particular one, I did at the aircraft modeler. Actually, there's a guy called Max Afterburner, who I have a hell of a lot of amount of respect for. And basically what he does is he primes it all in blue, he paints it black, then he gets the airbrush with white in it, and he just literally does random squiggles, and then you put the main color over in squiggles, and what you then end up with is darker patches of the main color, lighter patches. Maybe you've missed a bit and it's still completely black. Don't go right up to the corners, and then you can put a wash over the top. So, but this is basically what I want to try and do, is just get this little show going, just see what happens. And because it's going to be a hangout rather than a set show, if perhaps 1 week I can't make the show, I can notify someone and say, look, can you sort the show out for me? So the show can still go ahead, just not with me. So yeah, we'll see what we go. And also we're picking up a few Americans, a lot of Americans, especially now we've got things like Agora. They're bringing the Americans and other foreigners around. Now, 11 o'clock is quite a sane time for them because they're 6 hours behind. And
yeah,
and I have got a lot of support from the other side of the pond. My afternoon shows are pulling in audiences from America, and they're talking like 6, 7 in the morning. Now, I've got to be honest with you, I would not get up at 6 in the morning just to watch two silly old women rattle on about diamond paint.
Rattle on.
Well, we don't even really do a lot of diamond painting. We talk about Julie's Sunday dinner. But obviously, I mean, we enjoy the show, but it's the same time of day for us. But I'm really surprised that people get up at that time of day, unless, I don't know, maybe they're doing it before work or something. So, and like I say, 11 till 2 in the morning isn't an insane time of day for me. And I think there's a few people out there. And I think, again, because we all work as a team, don't we? If I can bring some people into my show, then it's a case of, right, you like my show, maybe you like their show as well. And then they like, so they might like your show, because maybe they've just never heard about it. And then they're into your show now, and then they're into other shows, and they're like, oh, this is a little bit of an untapped bit of YouTube. So yeah, your crafter says, yeah, we waffle, lol. Yeah, as Horlicks says, do you want a bit of syrup with that waffle? That was you who said that, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Also, Mark's Mod says, you made my day yesterday when you bought them. Yeah, I sent him a picture. It was obviously staged, but there was a picture of these two models on the shop counter with me handing my debit card to the shopkeeper. So I'm actually I'm like this with my phone, with the guy in the background going like this or something. But yeah, so it's I probably shouldn't go straight in and build the Bismarck and the Tirpitz, but so I've got a little ship I want to do, the USS Hopper. I actually want, ship-wise, I want to build aircraft carriers. I want to build big aircraft carriers. I want to build the USS Enterprise, like the aircraft carrier one. Did you know the US Navy has got the second largest air power in the world, Air Force?
No.
I was surprised that someone said to me, oh, the US Air Force is the largest air force in the world. Do you know what the second biggest one is? So I said, as probably 90% of people would say, Russia. And the answer is no, it's the US Navy. So it's just a shame they've only got, well, the main aircraft now, the main workhorse is the F-18, which is a nice airplane, but it replaced my favorite aeroplane, so I'm going to be a bit biased against it. You took away my F-14s.
So you're literally going live in 50 minutes.
Well, not this week. Starting next week.
Yeah, because I said to you, were you going live tonight? And you went,
yeah. Did I?
Yeah.
No, sorry, I thought you said, first of all, I thought you were saying, are you going from 10 a.m. to 2 or 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.?
Yeah.
I was getting ready to say no. And then you actually say, I heard you say 2 a.m., sorry. And I'm like, yeah. But because I work late, it's not an insane time of day for me. That's what, from when I was working at Dartford, all my late shifts were finishing at 2 in the morning. And I wasn't getting to bed till about, me and P40 agree on something, look. Because obviously his favourite aircraft is the P40 Mark F production run 20. Tell me if I've got that wrong. I'm not really super seriously into World War II aircraft as much. But yeah, apparently I had to listen to some guy in the model shop tell me about how the F-14 is actually quite useless. And the Phoenix missile will hardly ever work properly anyway. And I'm like, do you want my money or not? If you want my money, you can agree with me. And he went, yeah, I'll give you F-14, great aircraft. So is that. So is everything in the US Navy range. It's. I mean, I went into work and I said, oh, can I have a regular day off? Thursday would be pretty good. And then I just thought, well, it's like it was going to be quite awkward. So I thought, well, actually, I could squeeze it in. I won't be in bed much before 2ish anyway. So it's probably going to work quite well for me. That's it. P40F Block 20. I got to be honest with you. I still don't understand what the blocks mean. But I think it's got something to do with that phase of the factory, or I don't know. P40 keeps explaining it to me, and I'm up to the P40F. I can get that far. The rest he's explained 3 or 4 times I don't get, but I know it's not the P40E, it's not the P40G. You know, obviously the F is like, where we're doing the Spitfire Mark 1, and then you got the Mark 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5. It's beyond the Mark 1 bit I don't get, and I probably never will. So please don't explain P40. So oh, sorry. I just watched something in my mouth there. I found these in Wilko today, 50p a packet. I just found out why they're 50p a packet. They're like fruit pastels more than wine gums.
Yeah, I don't like wine gums, and they're not the same.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. I like the Jelly Babies because they're so intense. I can't manage a whole packet. Whereas Bassett's Jelly Babies, I can just chuck a whole packet in and not even realise I've eaten them. So block number refers to production batches. Right, okay, I'm going to give this a go for interpretation. So production batches, I'm going to guess that the first time they make the F, they've got all of these parts in. That's production block 1. Then the next time they get some more bits, like big production-y thing, making the parts, whatever, that's production block 2. And so on and so forth. That's a pure guess. But I can...
I'm guessing today.
I've just seen... Sorry, go on.
If that's the case, then if it's like block 20 so that refers to the production batches, did they make amendments to the said parts for production, or it's a bit...
Yeah, that's the bit that confuses me. There's a difference between the P40E and the P40F and the P40G, and there might be an improved engine or a different engine, or cut the end of the wings off so that they can do a certain mission. But I don't... Is there a difference between production block 19 and production block 20 and production block 21 and so on and so forth? And right, so Mark's mods, is that telling off? Has Mark mods just told me off there, Horlicks? You're eating sweets and there's poor Horlicks with his teeth, LOL. But it's okay. He doesn't get on with these sweets, so I don't need to offer him one. So you're not jealous at all.
You know what? I'm all right today anyway. Today is finally the first day I've actually been able to eat dinner properly. I still had mashed potato, but I had some sausages and I was chewing them fine. So I think it's all's good now.
What I will say, and I know you've probably heard this and everybody knows it, make sure you say you're on antibiotics.
Yes.
Make sure you finish the course no matter how well you feel.
Oh, yeah. I've only got 2 more tablets to take. They've given me 7 days worth, but told me to take 5 days worth. I don't think, because the dentist just gave them to me. I didn't even get a prescription form or anything. Okay. They just said, have these.
Dentists can do that, though, can't they? Certain drugs can. Antibiotics, that's just like nothing, isn't it? If you required half a gallon of morphine, that would probably be a little bit different.
So after tomorrow, I've just got to I've got to take one tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, and that's it. That's all I need to take. So,
And then you can chomp on steel bars then, can you?
No.
Are you one of those kids that used to eat those jawbreakers and crunch them in half as soon as you put them in?
No, I never liked them.
Did you not? Did you used to crunch gobstoppers?
No, but I used to like the Lanky Larrys. Do you remember them?
No.
Oh, really nice.
Yeah.
They were like long strawberry chew bars.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, called Lanky Larrys.
Well, I used to put crunchy sweets in, like what are they, like, you know, the hard sweets, and I used to crunch on them, and my mum used to say you'll ruin your teeth, and they did ruin my teeth, and I can only eat meat now if it's like boiled for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And, I can struggle with if it's got too many lumps in it, I'll struggle with mashed potato. I have to be really careful what I eat. Right, so Mark's mod says, I'm not telling you off. I know it's a joke, Mark. Right, so this is what I mean, right? I know P40 is sitting there going, it's simple. This is the difference between that and that. And I don't get it. There are minor changes between batches that do not require a letter change. Most P40s had Allison engines. But that, yeah, it's... I'll just nod. I'll nod. But I'm guessing...
No, I get it, I think.
Yeah, I'm not quite there. But yeah, like I say, I understand there's a difference between an E and an F. So I'm guessing minor changes that don't require a letter change might perhaps be an improvement in the seat adjustment handle, so that it adjusts a little bit higher or a little bit lower, or I don't know, slightly larger oil container thing because it's using more, I don't know, internal things. I don't know. I'm just nod in the right places and smile. That's what the foreigners do, isn't it? It's a lot of Polish people. They're like,
I think the F series is good. Like the F, like because I've got obviously my BMW's an F. I mean, it's completely different.
I thought you were going to be really technical and knowledgeable. I'm thinking I'm going to shut up there because
no, I mean it's completely different kettle of fish. I know, but my BMW is an F30.
Right.
And it's a really nice looking car. The F series is really nice in the cars as well. So maybe there's something about F.
Right. Okay, then.
I suppose they've got A, B, C, D, E to get it right.
Does that mean then that the G will be even better than the F?
Well, no, obviously not. I don't know. Did they make it?
A production block 21 would be even better because they've had 20 attempts to get it right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh dear. So, right, okay then. So I don't think I can do anything much more with this show. I've had a lot of fun tonight. I'm absolutely exhausted mentally.
So we've gone from it's definitely back to old school, 2.5 hours.
Yeah. And I think actually if we'd put the sides on, I think we'd still be building it now. So a lot of prep work for me to do. Gotta get it used to be a time when you could ask me anything on this build and it'd be all up there, boom, no problems. Now it's just
So I think I might do is because I'm quite excited about getting all that together. When I come to do my issue, I might actually really go for it, do issue 96, but pull out issue 105 or whatever it is and do that.
Okay.
Is that possible? Could I do 105 on the same show as I do 96? Or is it best to wait and do 96 on 105?
Well, I'm having a quick sneaky peek at issue 103.
Because I don't know what's in between.
Right. I would say no. Because you're attaching things to the rear frame. Oh, no. You get those bits. What I'm looking for is attaching things. Sorry, let me bring my share screen on, and then we can all be on the same wavelength there. So this is issue 103, and it's going on about Oyster cards. So I'm going to look forward to that one, because I want to know when Oyster was brought in, if anyone knows the answer. So where are the parts? Oh, look. Oh, there we are. So they're the parts. Lots of parts, lots of tape. Tape must be good, because it's so good they've numbered it twice, look. So you've got 2 bits from that issue. That's attached to something from that issue, which is attached to something from that issue. That's from that issue.
That's the issue that Mark.
You've got a piece from 99. Fix the rear left wall framework 99 to the lower deck ceiling. So no, you can't. Or you can't do that bit.
Well, no, because we couldn't do that bit. You won't be able to do that bit anyway, because you have the top frame.
Because what everyone was getting at was that don't put the sides in until you hit 103. So what we'll do is we'll go 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, and then 103 with 96 that we've missed out. Or 103, then 96.
Oh, I'm confused. Is it 103 where you have to put the top roof on?
Yeah, that is. Oh no, it's. Yes, it is. Sorry, my bad. Ah, there's where your back end goes on properly. I think it goes in. Anyway. Yeah, there we go. So we put that bit on stage 14. Then once we've done that, I think
then go back.
Yeah, then we the other side. Then we go back to 97, and then we put the sides in, and then the bus will look like that.
Right.
So this framework, we can put that on, can't we? Cool. There's a lot to do in that one as well, isn't there?
So that's going to be even longer then. So 103, we need to be looking at starting 103, going back to 96, then coming back to 100 to 103 again. So that will be a lot.
Well, it looks like we don't need to do 96 until stage. Right, 15. Is it 14 and 15? Yeah. So we do stage 15 and then we go back to 97, 96. Then we do this one. It's just the reason we're missing the sides out is because of these poles.
Yeah. And then, so we'll have to do 96. Then we'll have to go all the way back to the beginning of this issue again, where you have to attach the other framework, because the other framework looks like it bolts over that other framework. So if you go back, keep going quite a way. Bit more. There. The other frame's going to have to be there before this stage, because that overlaps the top bit of frame.
It looks like that 99 is bottom framework, which we haven't got, which we don't need. Ah, yes. Okay, I think it looks like then what we're going to have to do obviously we've listened to the guys, and
so it might be a case that especially, well, depending on time, you might have to call that like 103 part 1 and 103
I think it's
part
going to
2.
go that way. I think it will go that way. But I think we always have to be mindful of what we've missed out. See, one thing, I mean, I'm happy with that back pole going back in, because
that's one thing less to. Well, yeah, because I found mine the other day because I forgot about it, and then I was going through the screw pot, and I was like, "Oh, there's a pole there."
well, what was funny was I brought the bus back Monday, and I saw that, and I thought, "Oh no, it was the pole. I had it in the drawer, and I saw the pole, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have to go through all my magazines to figure out which screw I need." And then when I went to lock up to get it, I saw this great big blue sticker that said NP, and I'm like, a little bit of a smile. So yeah, P40 said that it's very difficult to adjust the grab poles with the upper framework in place. That's why we're not installing it, because otherwise we've got to poke through 2 little windows on each side.
Makes sense. And I don't actually think I've got tweezers as long as you have anyway.
Yeah.
So
you might even still need the tweezers even with the windows off, judging by that lower deck. But you could get your fingers in. But I found the tweezers quite handy just to knock against the pole, and if it's not in properly, it's going to come out. So no, I'm pleased with what I've done today. It shrunk a little bit because obviously I've taken the top off, but what the bottom bit is now in more securely. Of course, now I can't move house for the next 34 weeks minimum. I wouldn't, because I don't want to go through all that again. But the bus was the hardest bit. I really wasn't so worried about the bottom bit so much. It was because the top was all plastic. And what we'd done is we'd put the bus next to the wheel arch in the van, and then we'd piled some boxes up, and then we'd put these wooden bits over the top of it to make a little space. But then the problem is that with that space, there's room for things to move around. But then we piled all these boxes up over it, so it's like there's a little square bubble inside the boxes where the bus was. And when we all met up for that drink and dinner, I couldn't show anyone the bus because it was so full of packed. But I think we could get at it from the front side, just to have a little look. There it is in there somewhere. And but yeah, I did my best. There's a little bit of damage to it, but nothing serious at all.
No, that'll be covered anyway with the frame. So,
but the only worry I've got now is the electrics. I've tested the electrics; they all work. But then I've heard a lot of people say that their electrics has failed after it's been installed. So I have a little bit of electronics knowledge, very, very, very basic. So I might be able to repair it if it goes wrong, but obviously I'd rather it all works properly. And then but you know what, Horlicks, yours will work. Yours will be absolutely perfect because it always is. Well, look what happened with your DeLorean. I remember we were watching someone else, and you were sitting there going, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. And then you were like, you switched yours on, and you were like, oh, I don't know if it's going to work. It's really awkward and really complicated. And then you switched on, and everything worked absolutely perfect.
Wasn't that the R2?
No, yeah, it was that as well.
And then there was a time I went to show it off, and then I couldn't get it to work, and I was pushing the wrong button.
Yeah, but your DeLorean was perfect, and the reason it's perfect is because you take your time and you're very meticulous. And you know, you're very neat, tidy in the way. I mean, your wires, the wires that weren't even going to be seen, you had those all nice and straight and all next to each other. But
it's terrible.
Look, no, but
OCD.
no, right, okay, I might take the mickey out of that, but look at the final result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a lot of wiring to do. I mean, I don't even know what's to come with the bus yet, but I know that there's going to be lots more wiring going down.
Yeah, I think we've got most of the, well, I've got most of the wiring in place. Well, I've got most of the wiring in. I've just not got most of it in place.
That's what I mean. I'm talking about all those wires you've shoved in the side.
Yeah.
All those wires have got to run somewhere in different places around the bus.
Yeah.
So we've still got a lot more to go, which is quite exciting.
I've got a theory. A lot of people, I've heard people saying maybe they've nipped the wires. So I'm thinking, get your electrical tape ready, over tape it rather than under tape it. You got to remember that that's some of that tape is kind of semi-failing, and it's 6 months older than some other people at that stage.
Yeah.
So I might just go over that with some electrical tape and just make sure that wire can't move around too much. The wire's not going to move around on its own, but it can be pushed. There you go. Look, Mark's Mods. I'm currently watching Horlicks' DeLorean build and his fantastic videos. They're brilliant. Horlicks told me that it's a nice, well, it's not, I can't remember how you said it. Yeah, if you'd have known the problems that you had, you probably wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But watching his videos, I really want to subscribe to that. And what the challenge for me would be all that wiring on the dashboard, because that looks fun.
That was a hell of an issue, that one.
Yeah. But I'm not into Back to the Future enough to spend all that money on it.
That was actually not really, I'm not overly into it myself. I mean, I love the films. I mean, they're classic, but it wasn't something I thought, but the thing that excited me was it was the first model. That was actually the first Partwork model I've ever done. And what with all the technical and electrical stuff, I thought, do you know what? I really want to try that. So that was my first Partwork.
Yeah. Right, I've just had a question from Christine. What's that purple felt I saw on your desk? You know what it is. Right. So I've ordered these little little drawers and things, and I'm in the process of painting them. The first draft didn't quite go as well as I wanted it to. But this is meant to be a pearly silver, but it's very expensive and I'm not going to carry on using it. But what I thought about doing is I bought this doll's house doll's house carpet. It's 1:12 scale. It's meant to be a nice big plush carpet, but at 1:12 scale. And the idea was I put this into the bottom of the drawers, and it will save me the job of painting all of this one color and then trying to get that color, and I'll want exactly to meet right in that corner. Now just paint it all one color, pop that in. But as you can see, I'm not getting a lot of change from one sheet, and I'm going to need 2, maybe 3 sheets for every unit, and there's 3, 6, 9, 18 units. So at £2 a sheet is a little bit too expensive. But we'd made that decision after I ordered it, and it actually arrived today. But what I'm liking, I don't know if you spotted it. Well, we didn't actually take the parts out of the plastic. But what the plan was, I know there's someone watching this show right now who's very much into telling you to put towels and things underneath your parts to protect them. So rather than waste these lovely pieces of felt, as you can see, I can use them as a little parts thing. So I can place, we will need a pen and we will need a screwdriver, and whoops, I've accidentally moved it across the table, but not a problem because it's all felt.
Yeah.
And it's purple. With my purple screw pots and me purple grape soda and me purple cup of coffee, and I think I'm getting to the purpleness that I want. So yeah, that's the purple felt. It's actually really good. It's well worth the £2 I paid, but it's just it's going to require an awful lot. And what we've actually found is some school felt. You know, the felt we used to get as kids. I can, for one sheet, I can make 15 of these sheets, and it's like £4. So it's like nearly twice the price as this, and I can get 15 times as much. So instead of me costing 40 quid to line all of these drawers, it's now going to cost me about £7 or £8.
It's very sticky, that stuff, as well. I remember doing the DeLorean mod with the carpets.
Yes.
And that was the best decision I did on that DeLorean, because it really finishes the inside off really nicely.
Oh, yeah.
It was so sticky. So one mistake, you couldn't peel it off again.
Yes. So yeah, I bought some of this off. I forget exactly who, but he said, I've got some orange carpet, which I think would look pretty good in your Fiat. And I think that's actually quite a good decision. So I bought that off him, and it looks all right, actually. And then I saw on one of the Facebook groups, someone's actually put carpet down on their Ecto 1. And now I'm thinking I've got purple carpet laying around. Purple carpet in the Ecto 1. It's my model. I can do what I want.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I would. But maybe in the future, if I got an ordinary car, why don't they bring out the Escort Mark 1? That I could go to town on.
So are you going to stick that felt on the table permanently over your car?
No. Right. I have these pieces of plywood, which the idea was I was going to make some. I've lost a bit of plywood. I was going to make some modular units to go on the desk, and I could bring in each part depending on what I'm doing. So I could have a little tray with all my paint and stuff on, a little cutting mat glued on, and then I'll have another one with power tools on, another one set up for electronics, and then when I'm doing my part works, the desk could just be normal clear. But the idea has not really worked out so well. I worked out that I can't cut bits of plywood square. I need to rethink that plan. So with one of these smaller bits of plywood, I'm going to stick these onto the plywood, and then it's going to be my parts presentation board. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm making some changes to my video that involves sweeping. And if I swept parts across the table, I'm going to scratch them all. So if I swept parts across a piece of felt, so I've got two bits that I'm not going to use now. So there's a £5's worth of felt there. So I'm just going to stick them on the board, and then I'll get use out of it. And you will get to see more purple on my videos. So it's a win-win situation, isn't it?
If you like purple, I suppose.
Yeah. So yeah.
Although it looks more blue. Your cup looks purple, but the rest of the purple looks blue on the cup.
It is a bluer purple. It's not what I would call purple. But obviously purple is basically, but purple is any mix of blue and red, really, isn't it?
Mm.
You can get a very red purple and you can get a very blue purple. But also you've got like indigo violet. They're all shades of purple, really, aren't they? Although some would disagree. Right, guys. So it's getting late. I think Horlicks' eyes are getting heavy as well. And so if there is nothing else to cover, I'm going to finish the show.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's everything.
So I will be streaming. Oh, nearly forgot one of the most important things of the whole show, which is the shows for the week YouTube schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So today's the 21st. So tomorrow, I believe you are doing a Routemaster show.
I am, yeah. I was supposed to be doing it on Saturday.
Right. Aren't you
Friday
doing
and
Saturday?
But I forgot. I've made I've already had plans and I completely forgot about them. So I won't be here Friday or Saturday. So
That's fine.
So I thought I'd do a Routemaster tomorrow, and that's the same for next week as well.
Right, so you've got Routemaster Show 93. Is that actually going to be 93 and that's it? Or are you going to be getting on with as much as you can in the time?
I haven't really thought about it yet. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, lovely. So Friday and Saturday, unless someone else has arranged something, I can Adrian you in the spreadsheet. Ah, right. Latest news coming in. Sorry, we have all this on a Google spreadsheet, and you can see when other people are in it. And this isn't fair, Adrian, because your icon is purple and mine is blue. So the latest news just coming in, which says here Friday, Adrian, build with Adrian at 8 o'clock. But there's no title. So I don't know what he's doing. So if you're not subscribed to Adrian's channel, get subscribing now, and then there'll be a notification pop up. Saturday, we have nothing. However, Adrian's just updating Friday, so I don't know if he's getting to Saturday. Sunday, we have, okay, update. It's the T. No, he is literally updating the spreadsheet because it's a shared spreadsheet online on Google Sheets. He is literally updating it as I'm reading it. So, yeah, so not tomorrow, Friday, Adrian's doing the T-72 Russian tank, and that is really coming along. So as I say, Saturday, oh, my phone's just, I bet you that's Adrian. Oh, Chris Campling, you are a naughty man. He sends me pictures of things to buy. And I'm like, I'm trying to save money. I'm going to be really good. And then Chris Campling sends me a picture. Right, so Saturday, at this exact moment in time, there's nothing on. Sunday, we have Mark's Mods doing Spitfire issue 31 and 32. Now, I'm looking forward to that one because, confession time, I'm building my videos in advance. I've not actually done issue 31 and 32 yet. So I have no idea what they're going to be like. So Monday the 26th, Chris Davis World. He's doing Routemaster. No issue written in the title, so I'm not sure which issue he's doing. But that's 8 p.m. in British time. And then, oh, this is exciting. Tuesday, we have Build with Adrian, Spitfire issue 33 and 34. Oh, hang on. There might be latest news coming in because, oh, no. Sorry, I've just seen Adrian's cursor come over, Build with Adrian. And I'm like, oh, there's an update. Adrian, you meant to copy, not delete and copy. So basically what we've got is Sunday, we've got Spitfire 31, 32, and then Tuesday is 33, 34. And then that takes us to when, oh, hang on, no. Do you know what? I think it's just going to be easier for me to say there will be shows on YouTube over the next 7 days. Right. So Tuesday might now be Chris Campling doing Spitfire 33, 34. Guys, if you're not in the Routemaster group, have a look on the Routemaster group. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've got no idea what's going on. Technical director is updating the spreadsheet as I talk. So starting again, tomorrow is Horlicks doing Routemaster 93, and he'll play it by ear. Friday, Build with Adrian, do the T-72 Russian tank. Saturday, as it stands, we don't think there's anything. Sunday is Mark's Mods doing Spitfire 31, 32. Monday is Chris Davis doing the Routemaster. Tuesday is now Build with Adrian doing the Spitfire. Wednesday, we have 2 shows on, 3 shows now. That's going to screw Adrian right up. Adrian, you need a new line on the spreadsheet. So we've got the Paint with Diamond show at 2 o'clock. That's on both my channel and Yorkshire Crafters channel. We've moved it to 2 o'clock, and we've moved it to 2 hours because, as you know, we can waffle. So we need that extra half an hour. Then on Wednesday evening, we've got this Routemaster show. And then at 11 p.m., we have, I'd really love it if you could join us. 11 o'clock, we're going to have a new model. He's now changed it to Horlicks, the Routemaster show. I'm going to switch that off. Just change the page. So 11 o'clock next Wednesday, we're having the very first, what should we call it? The model show? We've got the Partwork show. Let's have the model show. We've got the Paint with Diamond show. We've got the Partwork show, the model show. So, and then I'll tell you what, we can have a 4th show discussing my 3 other shows. Call that the show. So I think that's everything. So I've shut down the spreadsheet I've changed the thing. So I don't know what Adrian has his own way of doing things, and he gets the result in the end. But yeah, he's changed it back to Penny's Pit Stop. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I've not got a clue. Right, so 3-hour show. Is that long enough for a comeback?
No, let's keep it going for another hour. So what are we going to talk about now? I'll get your build out again. We'll carry on with the sides.
Yeah.
No.
So, okay. So I'm really happy with the show. I pulled stops out and done all the little bits of artwork. I love my you love my countdown timer then. You can't remember it was a long time ago.
Yeah,
right, guys. So obviously you've got all these wonderful shows between now and next Wednesday, but if I don't catch you before, I will see you right here next week at 8 o'clock. One of the little banners I forgot to put on is we are actively looking for guests. We don't want the same guest on every single week. But maybe if we can get a sort of a circle of 5 or 6 guests on, so someone we can have a little chat with, especially when we have shorter issues and we can have more time to chat about whatever. So if you fancy popping on the show, drop us a message. You can drop a message from me or Horlicks. And then we will just, we'll try and get you on the show.
And even if you haven't been on the show before, it'd be brilliant.
Especially if you've never been on the show before.
You don't need any technical equipment. You just need a computer. And if you're on here or a tablet, and you don't even have to have a camera,
No.
Because
we like you to have a camera because we like to see who you are.
Yeah.
At the very, very least, you need a microphone and an internet connection. But yeah, strongly encourage anyone who's never been on a YouTube show before to come on. And if you don't want to show your face, we totally understand that. But I've had a few people come on the show, and it's the first time they're a little bit like, I don't really want to. And now they're doing their own shows and their own videos. So, come and dip your toe in the water. So, Steve Hyson says, great show as always, guys. Thank you very much. Your comments are always welcome. I missed a lot of chat. I'm sorry. Mark's Mods, your channel should be Penny's Purple Pit Stop. Well, I did. Did anyone notice the very subtle name change I did on the channel? A few people seem to be having trouble with Penelope's. So I just changed it a little bit to Penny's Pit Stop. But one of the other names I was considering was 50 Shades of Purple, which I thought would, be slightly humorous. P40F20, another exciting episode from the dynamic duo. Oh, doesn't he big us up way more than we deserve? Right, so I'm going to disappear now. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you for making it a brilliant show. We're just hit. Oh, that was scary. I don't know what happened there, but I had a little advert just pop up on another window, and I'm like, I've lost the show. So yeah, I apologize for that. So yeah,
the first time.
Well, at least I didn't press any buttons this time. Actually, a miracle's just happened today. We've had no technical difficulties, have we?
No, not today. No.
Apart from my awful camera work. So anyway, as I said then, this show when you guys say it's a great show, it's your interaction that makes it great. I just twiddle a screwdriver. So with that, I shall take care. Thank you very much. And I will let Horlicks close the show.
Okay, so yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Nice to see you all as normal. And we'll see you. Well, I'll see you tomorrow if you're joining me. So I'm building, as I say, the Routemaster tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. If I don't see you there tomorrow, then I shall see you next week on this show on Wednesday. So yeah, good night, everyone.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.